Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Call Me Mr. Broadstreet. As I said, there would be a quiz. I hope everybody has their pencils ready. Today's review, there's a book that I've had in my collection for a while. So what I'm reviewing today is The Ultimate Beatles Quiz Book. Hopefully everybody can see it, by Michael J. Hockinson. Now, before I get into the book, again, I just appreciate everybody's subscribing and continuing to listen to my videos. If you haven't done so, or if you're new to the channel, please give me a thumbs up. Make sure to hit that bell and, of course, subscribe. Please tell other folks about this channel. I really enjoy doing this. So today, like I said, going over this quiz book. So it really has quite a bit of good information. The book is from 1990. Now, I want to say that it's either one of two ways that I got this book. I want to say around the time, 1990, 1991, I had seen my first rock concert, which was Paul McCartney, July 4th, 1990. Now, during that year, or probably during the next year when I was in high school, I think I picked up this book at Tower Records. I want to say I did. Or another possibility is I could have gotten this as maybe a birthday or a Christmas gift from a family member. See, it's a funny thing. Memory kind of does play fuzzy tricks. Or as one of Paul's albums from 2007, Memory Almost Full. So there we go. But anyways, so this book has a lot of information. This, again, this is pre-internet. So with a pre-internet book, the author did a lot of research. And I want to say probably not a lot of errors, if at all, with this. I mean, he really researched a lot of different questions. I've kind of thumbed through it over the years. It's just really fun to have. These are some tough questions. If you turn this quiz book on me, there's probably more than a few I would miss. So we'll start the quiz. Just a couple questions. Again, this is a little bit more free form than the usual reviews that I do, going through an album or through later when I go through visual media. So let's see. Got some questions on the back. I'll try an easy one first. How about that? Let's see. We'll go with this one. This has to do with John and Paul's solo. John and Paul have both written completely different songs with the same title. What is that title? Now remember, no Googling, no smartphones. Just give it a try. It's a one-word title. And the answer is Woman. Yep. So John Lennon wrote that, recorded that in 1980. Paul's version was recorded, I think, by, well, I can't remember the artist right now. See, so I'd be failing the quiz already. But his version was a 60s song that we all probably really haven't heard. John's song, top 10 single. So there we go. So going through the book a little bit, again, it's just got different chapters divided up. It has a total of 50 chapters. So it's a lot of deeper Beatles and solo Beatles trivia. It dispenses with a lot of basic questions like name the 4 Beatles or, something along those lines. So we'll go ahead and try just a couple questions just for entertainment real quick. Let's see here now. I've looked through these a little bit. I've bookmarked some of these. Here we go. In a 1986 interview published in Rolling Stone, was it Rolling Stone magazine, Peter Frampton, who played Billy Shears, and those who don't know what I'm talking about, it's the Sgt. Pepper's 1978 film that I'm referring to with this question, this chapter in particular. So, in a 1986 interview published in Rolling Stone, Peter Frampton, who played Billy Shears, admitted that doing Sgt. Pepper was a mistake. Frampton tried to justify his participation in the film by reminding himself that this person was going to be in it. Who was it? Give you a couple seconds to think about it. Shout some answers at the screen. Go ahead again. No Googling, no looking up on your phones or on the internet. We're doing this pre-internet. Okay, by the book rules here. Okay, here we go. Time's up. Ready? According to him, that was my credibility for doing Sgt. Pepper, as Peter Frampton recalls, that Paul would be in it. But in the end, his part was played by Billy Preston. That's as close to a Beatle we got. And that's from the Rolling Stone issue number 477, from July 3rd, 1986. Now I'm going to clear up a little rumor, a little myth that's gone around about that film, which I will review at another point. But basically at the end credits, there's a whole bunch of celebrities that do cameos at the end credits of that 1978 film. Paul and George are not in the film. That's been kind of one of those urban legends that have circulated around the internet for the past couple of years. I try to debunk such legends, hopefully, but they are not in the end credits. There are no solo Beatles in the film at all. Billy Preston was the only one that they got. They did get George Martin to produce the soundtrack, though. I'll get to that further in another interview, in a later interview, though. So, okay, we've got, let's see. Here we go. All right, little Broad Street question right there. This is a tougher one, so I'm not going to take as long on this. Let's see. What does the British TV show Three of a Kind have in common with Give My Regards to Broad Street? British TV show Three of a Kind have in common with Give My Regards to Broad Street. Okay, and the answer to that question is, drum roll please, Three of a Kind and Give My Regards to Broad Street both feature the acting talents of Tracey Ullman. Yes, the Tracey Ullman Show. She introduced the worlds to The Simpsons back in 1987. She starred in Give My Regards to Broad Street with Paul. There we go. Nice little still photo right there. It's also one of my press kits that I'll eventually be reviewing. I think we're down to one more question. Again, this is not going to be a very, very long review. Not a hard quiz. It's a Friday night as I'm filming this. I don't think anybody wants to think too hard. Although I'm sure some of the more casual fans are going, what the heck are you talking about too hard? But anyways, let's see here. All right. Here we go. Okay. What other film was being shot at Elstree Studios at the same time as many of the interior scenes for Broad Street? Once more. I'm going to read that one more time. What other film was being shot at Elstree Studios at the same time as many of the interior scenes for Broad Street? So, drum roll, drum roll, drum roll. And the answer, Dr. Jones, is Steven Spielberg's film Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom was being filmed at Elstree at the same time as Broad Street. See, I told you, kind of a lot more difficult questions, just kind of thumbing through the book. So you get the questions, you get the answers. Again, you get some nice photos right here. It's a really fun book to have. I mean, again, it's just all sorts of B-sides, all sorts of little memorabilia. I suppose the only downside with the book, if you want to call it that, again, highly recommended. It's out of print, so I don't know if you're going to find too many new copies of this. Probably search online. I'm sure you could get a secondhand copy somewhere at this point. The only downside is it really does only go up to about 1990, give or take, 1989. I mean, I like that it focuses a lot on the solo years as well. I really enjoy that aspect of it. It's a shame that there's no anthology included. We don't get any of the later albums that they've later released as part of the quiz. But again, given the time that it was written, that's kind of the way everything went. But again, this book is just really enjoyable. Again, I've had many times where I've just been able to kind of thumb through. It's a rainy day, you're thinking of something to do, you thumb through, you go, oh yeah, that's a great little question. I think one of the taglines for this book, as I reach over here, something along the lines of, if there was an entire season of Jeopardy. Oh yeah, here we go. The quote right here. That's what I'm thinking. Imagine an entire season of Jeopardy devoted to the Beatles, and you've got this book. That's according to Variety. So again, it's just a fun little piece of memorabilia. I think it's a very good cornerstone. It's actually almost a good reference material as well, to break out at parties and everything like that. If that's your thing, But just a very fun book to have. Highly recommended. I get no compensation for this, obviously. I think I may have spoken to the author once on one of the Facebook groups out there. But I just wanted to kind of highlight it as part of my memorabilia collection. it's very enjoyable. Again, just a lot of fun, so pick up a copy if you can, and that's it. So, next week I'm going to continue with one of the regular reviews. I still haven't decided if it's going to be an album or something visual. I think I was thinking an album initially, but now I'm starting to think something visual that I'll review. So I'm going to reveal that in the next video. But again, thank you all for tuning in for the little journey through my collection, as it were. But I appreciate it. And again, if you can give a thumbs up, hit that bell, please subscribe. I appreciate every one of you. I hope everybody's staying safe and cool as I'm filming this at night. It's still very hot out. It's still very, very humid and hot. So please just be good to one another. And until the next video, I'll see you later. Have a good one.